Well, hello and happy Monday. Hope you're having a great start to your week. Mondays have always been a little bit of a favorite of mine. I don't know why, but sometimes it actually feels like I get a lot done on Mondays, but I learned to kind of go with the flow a little bit. And I think that if you use the day to outline goals and all that stuff for the week, even the day before, and really dig down on Mondays, it can be great. But this is the thing. Today, I want to talk to you a little bit about preventing burnout while continuing to grow your business or your opportunities that you have. And the truth is this, you guys, life's going to happen. Even when you have these great big shiny targets in front of you, you may face, say, a health crisis or, loved ones that are dying and need more help and eventually pass away. These are kind of like some of the taboo things that we don't want to talk about that happen in life. You have kids and schedules and things like that are ordinary. But then once in a while, you get hit with one of these doozies of bigger things you have to deal with. And what I want to encourage all of you to remember when these things happen, adjust your pace or your structure and do things that accommodate where you're at that moment in life, but still continue to do things that are focused on your goals and how to get there. And if you're persistent with time, all of these little baby steps will add up. And it can become one of these things as business people. We don't want to talk about it because we want to stay in that motivated mindset of rah, 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 go get them. And it's a great place to be. But when particular crises come up, it may require you to have this message in your heart so that you don't get caught up into something's wrong with you. And through time, I think as you get older, you start to identify some of these things. I remember when I was in college, I was in a sorority. I was Alpha Gamma Delta. And at the time, I was vice president of scholarship and academics. So I had to make sure that all the people in the fraternity had their grades up. And there was one particular girl, we'll call her Jennifer, just so we have a name. Her name really wasn't Jennifer. But okay, so Jennifer was, this really bright, ambitious, younger freshman at the time coming in. And at first was pretty proactive, and then her grades started slipping because, unfortunately, in that little role, I had to look at everybody's grades. And if they didn't do well, my job was to help them with academics and stuff like that through resources we had. And anyhow, all these things started happening to her, and she wasn't doing the required volunteer hours, all these different things. And I remember her saying, my plate is just so full. I literally can't do anymore. And at the time, I was just such an ambitious overachiever. It was kind of like the start of it, even in college. And I couldn't identify with what she was saying because I knew what it was like to be incredibly busy, carrying extra college credits and all these different things. But I didn't get it from the aspect of some of the things she was going through with the family health life crisis. And in fact, I wouldn't really be able to identify with what she was going through probably at the time she was 19. I wouldn't identify with it until I was in my 30s. So what I'm hoping is for anyone that's going through a hard time, I'm really hoping that they especially receive this message that during those times of chaos, adjust that structure and some of the things, including like how far or how intensely you're running. Maybe you come to a pace where you're still able to juggle these things that are really huge because now they've become a central priority in your life. And it's okay. It's okay. Even if these motivation mindsets might not get it, it's okay. And know that you'll be able to get back to a place of being able to be devoted strictly to that one goal. But the thing is as these things happen, you got to make sure that you don't allow yourself to get caught in a rut. And what I mean by a rut is where you allow overwhelm or sadness or depression or things that aren't good or serving you at a higher level. You don't allow yourself to get stuck in that rut, and you find other things to overcome that, being the constant presence of like what's your mindset, what are you focused on, is it these additional struggles or other things. And I just want to encourage that for you, because I think so often we just get focused on I want to grow my business, and we want to hear all the rah rah rah, and there's a lot of it. Over time I'm going to share a lot of mindset and techniques and tips and resources that I've come in touch with in this life. But ultimately, we have to remember that life is not this linear line. There's going to be adjustments of times where maybe you hate your job or your business and you need to make an adjustment, or things in your personal life go hog wild crazy. And it's okay. There's this movie, I don't know if you ever saw the movie, The Devil Wears Prada. I liked it for whatever reason. And it's on that lady who's the editor of Vogue magazine. And she was quite the tyrant, is quite the tyrant, I guess. Anyhow, in one of the scenes, there was, I think, the head designer or whatever, was a guy, and he was talking to the young intern. And she was talking about like how, my job is thriving. I'm kicking butt. I'm growing. I got a promotion. Da 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 da. She was super stoked. And, he cheered her on, and he said, but remember, you're right. That's usually when your personal life takes a tank. And sometimes that's what happens, is we'll have these great opportunities in our professional life, but then maybe in our personal life, we're facing some struggles. And I think if we look at it like water, of being willing to adjust to where those demands are, and it will change, where sometimes work's going to require more, or sometimes your personal life will require more of your attention. And let's not forget about our own personal needs, our own self-love that we've got to work on. But if you're willing to adjust that, and know there may be times that you have to take, your foot off the throttle for pushing your business, and maybe you have to put that momentum temporarily into your personal, and that's okay. That's okay. And it doesn't mean that you give up on those goals. You just, like I said a minute ago, make sure you don't get stuck into that rut of pain and suffering, or things that have no connection to where you want to go, But sometimes you got to deal with life. That's how it happens. It rolls out that way. And I hope that this just serves as a little reminder, get into your rah-rah, but no, it's okay. Sometimes you got to step out of that. All right. In the meantime, this is just like a little Monday madness reminder. If you get stuck in the madness and you feel like you're getting pulled in a million different directions, just go with the flow. And I've been there myself. That's the reason why I'm saying this to you. I've been there. I've been to the point of so overwhelmed that I could barely remember my name. And I'm not even saying that lightly. I mean, it was like quite crazy. But fortunately, through time, you get healing and you learn from these things. And if you're kind and wise, those lessons that you have, you later share with other people, because eventually you will meet somebody who is on a path that you were once on. And hopefully you can share the wisdom that you accumulate, and be kind to yourself. And know, even if things get hectic for you, and even if you pause, That doesn't mean that you are walking away from those other things. You just might start walking at a baby pace for some of those goals while you tend to things that you have to. And if you can remember that, it can give you peace of mind because it reminds you that this chaotic time, if you're going through one, isn't permanent. This too will change and it'll evolve into something beautiful. And while you're going through it, you don't really want to hear the bells and whistles of, rah, rah, rah. And at the same time, you don't want to hear somebody say what feels like cliche, this too shall pass, but it will. It will. And as you just go through your day, just find a balance of what works for you and be kind to you. And you can take that inspiration from other sources, but just don't use it as a measuring scale for where you are at this given moment. Because we're all at different paths. We're all at different lessons that we're going to experience in this life. And that even transcends over into your business is, looking at it like it's this flow, like water running down the rocks. You're going to run into, some spots that block up. But if you learn how to adapt and flow, you'll be able to push through those difficult times. Just like this pretty little picture. That's why I wanted to share this with you. If you look at the rocks just themselves, it can be scary, but the water just seems to find its way, doesn't it? And you will too. So this is my reminder for you to be kind to yourself. Get your motivation going, but don't make that the measuring scale of who you are as a person or what it is that you're doing with your life right now. And if you do that, when things calm down, you'll be at a point where you're not at burnout and exhaustion. And when you look back, you'll say, wow, I did continue to grow. I did continue to flow through those difficult times. And that is just a little bit of the sweetness of life. Sometimes it's a little bittersweet. And sometimes it's just beautiful. All right. In the meantime, make this a amazing Monday and just go at your own flow. Take care, you guys. Oh, and one last thing I wanted to tell you. This August, we are going to be launching a new program through the Beam. It's going to be exciting. And if you're looking for ways to kind of keep your business flowing and growing, just stay tuned because I'll have some new information coming out for you guys here pretty soon on how to sign up and get involved. All right. Go find the peace in your day, you guys. Take care. We'll see ya. Bye-bye.